Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech. You know, where we blend those casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in tech and gadgets.
Absolutely.
And it feels like this week's tech news has been like grabbing a handful of those little sample packets.
Yeah.
You know, lots of different flavors, just giving you a quick taste of like the bigger trends.
I like that analogy.
Yeah. So we got a really interesting mix of developments to dive into with you all today. Things that make you go, that's worth knowing.
Definitely, we kind of sorted through what's buzzing out there to highlight the stuff that gives you a sense of where things are going.
Right.
So think of it as getting the headlines, but with a bit more of the so what baked in just for you.
Okay, so first up, something that almost made me chuckle. It's about how our AI pals are trying to be, well, pallier.
Oh.
OpenAI has apparently been tinkering with ChatGPT's advanced voice mode, aiming for a better personality.
Okay.
Less interrupting, more personable, basically giving your AI a charm school makeover.
Interesting. So what's fascinating here is why this is even a focus, right? It really speaks to the user experience.
Right.
For AI to become truly integrated into our daily lives, these interactions need to feel smoother and more natural.
Right.
But it's important to keep that in perspective.
Okay.
Consider the ARC Prize Foundation's recent test for what they call AI general intelligence.
Okay.
Even the most advanced models out there, like OpenAI's O1 Pro and DeepSeek R1, scored around a measly 1%.
1%.
Yeah.
So while your AI might be getting better at not stepping on your conversational toes, it sounds like the actual thinking power is still, well, room for improvement is an understatement.
Yeah. It's like having a really polite but not particularly insightful chat.
Right, exactly. So there's a key distinction to make.
Yeah.
Right? There's a big difference between the ability to mimic human-like conversation versus genuine understanding or problem solving.
That's it.
Yeah. This 1% score, even for these cutting-edge models, really underscores that while AI can generate impressive text or speech, true abstract reasoning and a general intelligence akin to humans are still fundamentally different and likely require breakthroughs we haven't yet achieved.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point.
It makes you wonder if our current approaches to AI are bumping up against a ceiling when it comes to that deeper understanding.
Makes you think.
It does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It makes you think about what we're really looking for in AI. Is it that seamless interaction or that actual brain power underneath?
Right.
Now, switching gears, something that definitely caught my attention was the rumblings coming out of China about AI chips.
Okay.
Ant Group is claiming they're using chips made domestically by Alibaba and Huawei that are not only cutting their AI training costs by about 20%,
Wow.
but also performing roughly on par with NVIDIA's chips.
Really?
One of our sources even had a cheeky "Look out, Jensen" in the headline, referring to NVIDIA's CEO.
Oh, wow.
That's a bold claim.
It is indeed. If these claims are verified and consistently replicable, it would represent a significant leap forward for China's semiconductor industry.
Right, yeah.
And could introduce some much-needed competition in a market that's largely been dominated by NVIDIA.
Yeah.
Reducing the cost of AI training by 20% is a substantial advantage.
Huge.
That could accelerate AI development and deployment for these companies.
Right.
If these claims are verified, it not only creates competition for NVIDIA, but also highlights China's growing self-sufficiency in critical technology.
Yeah.
This could lead to a more fragmented global tech landscape and potentially impact the pace and direction of AI hardware innovation worldwide.
And it's not just about the hardware side of things. We're also seeing some interesting developments on the AI model front.
Oh, okay.
DeepSeek, a company you might remember, has rolled out the latest version of their large language model, DeepSeek v3. And the buzz is that it's particularly good at tasks like front-end coding and designing user interfaces.
Interesting.
That sounds like a really practical step forward.
Yeah, it is. Large language models, or LLMs, are the sophisticated algorithms that power many of today's advanced AI applications, including chatbots.
Right.
They're trained on massive amounts of text and code data to understand and generate human-like language and increasingly computer code.
Right.
DeepSeek v3's reported strength in coding and UI development highlights a trend towards AI models becoming more specialized and useful in specific professional domains.
Right.
What's also interesting is how these models are becoming more accessible.
Yeah.
Together, Chat, for instance, has launched a free app that features DeepSeek R1.
Okay.
The same model that didn't ace that AGI test.
Right.
but they're offering it for its advanced reasoning capabilities alongside other open-source models.
So you could potentially have one AI that's really good at understanding and generating text for casual conversation, and another that's better at tackling more complex reasoning tasks or even helping you build a website all on your phone.
That's the idea.
It feels like we're moving towards this ecosystem of specialized AI tools rather than one AI to rule them all.
Yeah, that's a very insightful way to put it. The idea of a single, all-powerful AI might be more of a science fiction trope.
Right.
The reality seems to be leaning towards a diverse landscape of AI models, each optimized for specific functions and accessible through various platforms.
Now let's dive into something that has some pretty direct implications for how many of us might be working in the future.
Okay.
A recent Harvard study took a look at how AI impacts teamwork, and they used ChatGPT 4 and 4o with professionals over at Procter & Gamble.
Interesting.
The findings were actually quite eye-opening.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah.
So this study really shed some light on the concept of the cybernetic teammate.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, it means viewing AI not just as a tool, but as an active collaborator within a team, augmenting human capabilities and contributing directly to the problem-solving process.
Okay.
The researchers found that teams that were equipped with AI were significantly more likely to come up with top-tier solutions.
Wow.
We're talking about being roughly 3 times better than teams that didn't have AI.
That's huge.
That's a massive difference in output quality.
And it wasn't just about the end result.
Oh.
The study also found that individuals who were using AI were able to complete their tasks faster, the quality of their work was higher, and they even reported feeling more positive emotions while doing it.
Interesting.
However, there was this interesting thing they called AI imposter syndrome,
What?
where even though people were performing better, they felt less confident in their own contributions.
Wow.
It's like they felt the AI was doing the real work, not them.
Oh, that's fascinating. It really highlights the psychological aspects of integrating AI into our work lives.
Yeah.
Something we're only beginning to understand. It raises questions about how we perceive our own value and contributions when working alongside these increasingly capable AI systems.
And maybe we need to redefine what value and contribution means in this context.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But perhaps one of the most significant takeaways from the study was how AI seemed to help break down silos within teams. People in technical roles, for example, gained a better understanding of the commercial aspects of a project when using AI as a shared tool, and vice versa. It acted almost like a translator between different areas of expertise.
Right. It's like AI became this common language, helping people with different backgrounds and focuses to connect and collaborate more effectively.
Exactly.
And someone like Ethan Mollick, who's done a lot of research in this area, suggests that this could lead to us rethinking how we even structure teams.
Really?
With AI assistance, individuals might be able to handle tasks that previously required input from multiple different people.
Interesting.
It sounds like AI could really flatten those traditional organizational hierarchies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If AI can empower individuals to take on broader responsibilities and handle tasks that require a more diverse range of input, it could lead to more agile and efficient workplaces.
Right.
The idea of someone being able to manage projects that span different departments thanks to AI support is quite transformative and could have significant implications for how companies are organized and how work gets done.
Now, on a slightly more serious note, the recent news about 23andMe filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy has brought up some pretty significant questions, particularly around the privacy of our genetic data.
Oh, right.
We're talking about the incredibly sensitive information of over 15 million users.
Wow.
When a company that holds that kind of data faces a potential sale, what happens to all of it?
Yeah, this is a really critical issue, for society as a whole.
Right.
Genetic data is perhaps the most personal information we can have.
Yeah.
And it carries potential implications for health ancestry and even insurance.
Right.
The bankruptcy and the possibility of 23andMe being acquired naturally raise concerns about who might gain access to this data and how it could be used down the line.
Experts are suggesting that users should be proactive about this, trying to delete their data, requesting that their physical samples be destroyed, and revoking any permissions they might have given for research. However, there have been reports that users might not actually be able to delete all of their data completely, which is a bit concerning.
Yeah, that lack of complete control over your own genetic information is definitely a significant point of concern.
Right.
It really underscores the importance of carefully reviewing the data privacy policies of any company you entrust with such sensitive information and understanding the limitations of your ability to withdraw that information once it's been shared.
And being extra diligent about, understanding what happens to our data,
Exactly.
especially when it's as personal as our genetic makeup.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, we've got a quick rundown of a few other interesting tech developments that are worth a quick mention.
Okay, shoot.
Commonwealth Fusion Systems hit a major milestone in their work on a fusion reactor.
Oh, wow.
They've installed a key component and are still aiming to have it up and running by 2027.
Really?
That's some potentially game-changing news for the future of energy.
Absolutely. Achieving controlled nuclear fusion has been a long sought-after goal, and progress like this suggests that we might be getting closer to a potentially clean and virtually limitless energy source.
Yeah.
The installation of this key component is a tangible step forward in a very complex and ambitious endeavor.
We also saw that Waymo, Google's self-driving car company, is planning to launch its robo-taxi service in Washington, D.C. sometime in 2026.
Wow.
It feels like the expansion of autonomous vehicles is a slow but steady march.
It is. While there are still regulatory and logistical hurdles to overcome, Waymo's continued expansion into new cities demonstrates the ongoing momentum behind the development and deployment of autonomous vehicle technology.
And for all you Apple fans out there, their annual Worldwide Developers Conference, WWDC, is happening in June the 9th through the 13th.
Oh, right.
There are already reports swirling about some pretty significant software overhauls for all their major devices.
Exciting.
Apple always knows how to generate some buzz around these events.
They do. WWDC is always a key event to watch. It gives us a clear picture of Apple's strategic direction for the coming year.
Right.
And the new features and capabilities that will be coming to their vast ecosystem of devices.
Yeah.
The anticipation of significant software overhauls suggests we could see some substantial changes to how we interact with our iPhones, iPads, and Macs.
Lastly, in a bit of a surprising throwback, a company called Infinite Reality has acquired Napster.
What?
Yes, Napster.
The Napster.
And their plan is apparently to use its file-sharing technology for marketing within the metaverse.
Wow.
Talk about a blast from the past, meaning the future, maybe.
It's certainly an unexpected twist. Napster has a very significant history in the evolution of digital music.
For sure.
And to see its technology potentially being repurposed for metaverse marketing is a creative, if somewhat unconventional approach to leveraging that brand recognition and those underlying technical capabilities in a new digital landscape.
Well, that's been a whirlwind tour through some of the most interesting tech news hitting our radar lately.
Yeah.
From our AI companions getting friendlier to potential breakthroughs in fusion power and the ever-present considerations around our digital data, it's clear that the tech world continues to move at a breakneck pace.
It does. Each of these developments, while seemingly distinct, offers a glimpse into the multifaceted evolution of technology and its increasing impact on our lives.
Right.
From how we interact with machines to the fundamental infrastructure that powers our world.
Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest tech happenings, give us drop a comment, share with anyone who geeks out about this stuff, and definitely subscribe so you don't miss our next conversation.
Please do.
It really makes you think about how all these different pieces fit together, doesn't it?
It does.
We're making our AI sound more human, but we're still figuring out how to make it truly intelligent. And as all this tech gets more integrated into our lives, keeping an eye on things like who controls our personal data becomes even more important.
So true.
Thoughts to chew on.
Definitely.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.